You pull up. It is around 10 at night. The brewery is probably serving off some of their stock that wasn't quite good enough to sell to the nation.
Right.
You hear a bit of a commotion going on inside. Nothing too much, just a very faint. Someone is talking loudly and drunkly.
Usual day, I guess.
Yeah. He'd pretty much just, hands in his coat pockets, just heading in.
So, as you come in, to your left you see just a whole mess of bottles, cans, a few bits of spilled stuff. There's a trail, someone who was obviously heavily drinking here and has recently gone off. To your right, you see an older man. Not someone that you've seen at the nightclub or anything, but you definitely saw him drunk on the side of the road more than a few times.
Reasonable.
Sitting at the bar with a decent amount of blood on his shirt, his face swollen, bruised, but you recognized him. He is someone that fairly often comes by the club. Alan Moose, a guy in about his mid-20s. This is a brewery, and the fact that there's just a concentrated smell of alcohol coming from just him is impressive. It's enough to overpower the rest of the brewery.
Those bottles and stuff around him, are any of, are they, on the counter, or has he just drank all of them and left them?
All the ones on the counter are completely empty except for one in his hand.
Okay.
It seems like... Well, you kind of know this tactic a little bit. Fred Johnson, the guy at the counter, he sometimes does this for the more regular people, so that way they have a little bit of a note of how much they're drinking. He doesn't do it for everyone, but for heavy drinkers, he likes to remind them.
Right. Well, Oscar's gonna actually take a seat over there and just, put a hand on, Alan's shoulder. That was his name, right?
Yeah. He winces as your hand comes down. You can very obviously tell that he is just hurt all over. Oi!
Jeez, Alan, what happened to you, man?
Ugh. It was... the Russian fucker, he was out here again.
Russian?
Yeah.
Has Oscar heard about this? Or does he know him?
Yeah, you've seen him about. He's someone that has picked more than a few fights on the side of the street. He's fairly big, also fairly old, maybe in like his late 50s. But he is built like a Dwayne Johnson would look small next to him. Is Dwayne Johnson a thing in 2003? I think so. He's still a wrestler.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. If not, Arnold definitely was. Jeez, you get yourself... What, you throw yourself at his fist? What happened?
Well, he couldn't take his drink, and, well, I had a little snicker, and that's all it took.
Really? That easy, huh?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was something the wife made up. She, found some berries out back, and, she tried to make it into something new. She says it's just blueberries. I'm not too sure about that, but, seemed like it hit him real good.
Gotcha. I mean, I guess that makes a little bit of sense. Wine's made from grapes and all. I'm sure you could make some pretty strong stuff with a couple of berries.
He shrugs. Fred Johnson is someone that you might describe as exceedingly average, with the exception of he has a sleeve of tattoos down his left arm, as well as a halt that comes up on the side of his neck.
So how you been tonight, Fred? You look better than Alan, at least.
Yeah. I'm just sad I missed the whole fight. It was, had the cops here and everything.
Ooh. That's, sounds like a hell of a night. Sad I wasn't around for it.
Yeah.
Oscar says, thinking about what he was doing a couple of nights ago. Was that the day I went to the mall? Yeah, so Fred, I was just down at the nightclub. They wanted me to come check on the next shipment you were going to be bringing down there. You know, they were running out of what was it? It was the stuff you. Nah, it was that weird vodka you guys bring. I don't think any. I don't think anywhere in the mall sells it, at least not as well here.
Oh, he just kind of like hits his. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I think Michelle's working on that. We had another one of the uh excess drinkers after the fight, so she's back there taking care of her. I'll see how it's coming along though.
Yeah, yeah.
He,
Thanks. And like I said, they're running out. They still got some. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You can drop it off like late tomorrow. I doubt they'll notice.
he gives you a thumbs up as he heads back.
When he goes away, Oscar just like looks at the old man like out of the corner of his eye. Is he looking this way at all?
Oh, as soon as Fred walks away, the old man turns around, takes his half-empty cup, goes up, reaches up beneath the counter, and fills it back up.
While assuming that the old man at least then won't say anything, Oscar just like leans over the bar, grabs any half bottle of alcohol that's there, puts it in the inner coat of his jacket.
Yeah, Fred and the old man and Alan both don't care. They're going to just, even if they do notice, they just won't say anything.
Alan's not going to remember. Old man also took something. Oscar doesn't care.
The old man quickly downs a good amount of the drink, leaving it about the level as before he started filling it.
Oscar just gives him like a tiny thumbs up, like from the side.
And with that, the door opens back up.
So, Alan just took like a small laugh. That all that set the guy off. I mean, I don't heard the police came by, but like, man, who was it? You said Russian guy, right? Built like a building made of stone, huh?
Yeah, me and him had a few fights. It's
A few.
yeah. This wasn't the first time.
Well, damn, you're tougher than you look. I didn't think you could survive more than one beating this bad.
He kind of just like gives you a smile. A tooth falls out. He picks it back up. They're all false already, so he just shrugs, shoves it back in the open socket.
You should be more careful, man. You never know.
Yeah. I mean,
It doesn't sound like you started this time, though. I'm not saying, like, don't worry about that. I get it, you know?
I've
There's a
started
reason-
my fair share of fights with him, but
Right. But this time, there's a reason he got taken away by the police, and you're still out here drinking, right?
I wanted to start something with him, but he didn't even give me the chance. And with that, Fred comes back up.
Anyway, I gotta get back. I just finished working, Fred. But you know, I gotta pick up some stuff before I head home. Just before I go, could I get a shot of whiskey?
Yeah, of course. He reaches up behind him, pulls out. Well, are you somebody that normally drinks high shelf, or?
Oscar just buys mid shelf because he thinks the expensive stuff is a scam and the low shelf stuff tastes like crap.
Alright. He grabs something of decent quality, spins around to you, starts pouring it with a little bit of flair. He kind of does a few tricks with the bottle, but he seems like he's more so practicing rather than actually trying to show off, or just you, Alan, in particular.
Right. Oscar just takes it, downs it, puts the cup back on the counter upside down. Thanks, Fred. How much was for that?
Oh. Let's just call it even for right now, since, honestly, I kind of forgot about the delivery, and Michelle's gonna need my help fixing that up.
Right. I can take it down. Well, I'm not doing anything there for 2 days, so I mean, if you're not going to worry too much about the running out, I could take it down then, but otherwise, yeah, just get it down there tomorrow. I'm sure they won't mind.
Yeah, we have a lot of locals coming in tomorrow morning, so we'll get it done. Don't worry about it.
Perfect. See you later, man.
Always nice seeing you around. Fred raise you off. Alan kind of just like gives you. he starts to, like, do the two fingers, like, wave away, but it ends up just being a middle finger as he takes another drink.
Oscar does the two-finger wave over his shoulder and then puts one down as he walks out the door.
And you step out into the night. It is a bit chilly on this night. Nothing too extreme.
That's why he has a coat.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Oscar tends to break into and take from places that, might have had a new shipment and they won't notice like 1 or 2 units going missing. So I'm gonna guess that happened with the tool place across the street from here recently, right?
Yeah. He mostly has, like, fresh metals come in rather than anything that's actually pre-made. He likes to make all of his tools himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, you could probably get a good bit of just raw material from him.
You said about 10 years ago they started doing a bunch of construction in Brumoth, right? That's still going on?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It kind of started to slow a few, like, maybe 2 years ago, but it's kind of picking back up.
Alright. So, Oscar is actually going to head over there because he has a fair idea. He could probably resale some of it as some old scrap from projects fixing up either his car or his apartment to whoever was trying to build something on the cheap. So, checking to make sure he doesn't hit by a car, he just sort of heads over. Is that right here? Is this a window?
That is a window.
Right,
as
so
you look through,
yeah.
You see just the owner, him on away.
Weird, he's working late tonight, huh? Alright. He's gonna head up this way, and basically he's gonna try and make sure, nobody's on the street or anything. He's gonna try and head around the back, look for a window or a back door.
Alright. Nobody seems to be coming. It's a fairly dead street other than these two businesses.
Right.
Out around this way, the moonlight's not getting it too well.
It's alright. That actually makes it better for him as he moves into the shadows. Staying close to them, at least. Looking for any window or door that might be unlocked.
So,
or not.
Looking about, you do manage to find a vent. Some vents around here are still big enough to let some people through. They kind of run in a little bit old engineering ideas, but this one, maybe if you're like child size.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no luck.
There's nothing back here and around this way?
There is not, actually. You do seem to remember that there was a ladder off to the side of it, but it seems to have recently been taken down.
Gotcha. Is there a gutter drain or anything?
That there is.
Alright. Not seeing really any other way up, Oscar's he figures he might as well try and climb that, see if he can find something on the roof. Because there's that a way for the guy to go to sleep, and he doesn't want to be here all night.
You take a second, listen closely. You hear some cars passing by, you hear the rhythm of the engines, you hear the wind kind of just like rush and fade away. You wait for the perfect rhythm, and just as another gust begins to come up, you take 2 steps up the side of the wall, grab onto the gutter, and just swing yourself up. The noise, while still there, is minor and heavily obscured by all of the ambient noises.
Alright. Well, of course there's not an easy way in. Why would there be? Alright, so what's on the roof here, then?
Going through the roof, there is a fairly hefty chimney that is, well, he has an actual forge in there, so it's likely used for that.
Right.
There's also a bit of an access to the airways. Yeah, so looking about, you do manage to find a few bits of loose roofing. It's something that Upside of it is solid. There are some shingles off to the further side, but towards the center, it's just flat. And there seems to have been some recent work going on with the roof. There's basically a panel that you can pull up and make your way into the insides of the roofing.
Okay. So there's no other doors or windows anywhere here, like even ones that would be probably too high to grab onto or get in through, right?
Right,
Okay.
looking about the place, like, whenever you've seen it during the daytime, there's the one door in and out, the one window, and then the one door to the back room.
Okay. Well, might as well try getting in through that roofing then. There's not really much other choice right now, is there?
You managed to make your way through the inside. Feel free to move freely.
Okay. So, the situation here is like a rafters type thing, yeah? Rafter type situation, or is there like actual ventilation shafts?
Think of it more like, you know at schools how they have the big panels on the ceilings?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
There's a lot of smoke that goes on in here. He needs it for easy replacement.
Gotcha. All right. Well, no reason to drop down in the main room. That just seems like it would be a bad idea. So to the back it is.
Right, to the back you see a work desk, a chair, and a few cabinets full of various documents. There is a small crate that's shoved underneath one of them, as well as there is a small safe.
Yeah. Wouldn't know where he keeps anything particular, but so if Oscar was to drop down from here, would he be able to climb back up very easily, or is it too far of a drop?
It's about a good 10-foot drop, because he does have to have it high up to make sure smoke doesn't get down. I would say you could possibly get up, but it would likely be noisy.
Gotcha. The shelves up front. What if he was to use the desk as a jumping off point?
Using the desk as that, even then, it's going to be... There's still going to be a bit of noise going on. It's quite a good distance, and while outside you were able to kind of mask it with the natural sounds, in here there's only the sounds of his hammer, which it seems like he's slowing down, getting tired. With the beat of it, it sounds like he is likely going to call it a night soon.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think Oscar would probably wait about maybe 10-20 minutes, just to see if he gets up and moves, or if he's going to keep going for like another hour, and that's just him being, a little tired.
5 minutes in, you hear the sizzle of hot metal hitting water. A little bit later, you hear it coming out, him slowly wiping it down, and just leaving it there, seemingly something to finish off another day. He puts it up in one of the crates, and goes to lock up. He locks the door behind him, and drives off.
Hearing the car, or truck, I think it was, outside, Oscar is going to move one of the tiles beneath him, just lift it up to the side, lower himself down onto the desk, and drop the panel back down so it doesn't look like it was moved at all, and climb down.
Alright.
And then he's going to check that crate first, see if it's openable.
Yeah, it's not something like he's not hammering it down or nothing. It's just... You pull it out from underneath the shelf. It's easy to open. You find, well, it seems to be something that he's been working on for a while. It is actually a wedding wing. It is fairly fine. It's still missing the diamond for it, but the craftsmanship of it is something that you can tell he has put a lot of time and effort into.
Oscar closes that and puts it back where it was, following the dust outlines to try and get get it exactly how it was positioned before. For two reasons. One, that's just rude to steal, and two, there's no way he's not going to notice that missing. So next is the safe. Does it have any sort of like noticeable like alarmed thing on it, or is it a twist safe?
It's just a twist safe. Probably something that was like handed down for the last 70 years. Nothing too high tech.
Gotcha. He's going to try and crack that with what he has on him, which he doesn't have any lockpick. Well, he doesn't have a stethoscope on him, sadly, so he's just going to need to listen normally.
You begin spinning it about, listening carefully. There's a click. It seemingly took it. You keep tuning it, and eventually it pops open.
Alright. Open it, see what's inside.
There is quite a bit of money here. Just various bits of money that he's probably made over the past week or so that he hasn't quite yet taken to the bank. Overall, there was about $500 here.
Not bad. Oscar's just going to go through it and take about $75 from various different locations and piles, basically, to not disturb the overall look of it. Put that in one of his inner pockets, then reclose the safe.
You hear there's fiddling going on with the door.
Oscar is going to move as quickly as he can, not back up into the roof, because that's going to make noise, and if he gets inside in that amount of time it takes to get into the ceiling, he's going to hear that. Don't want that. So Oscar is going to move out this door. Okay. Then he's just going to move out of it quickly and duck behind these shelves.
Alright, you duck behind the shelves. You hear a very clumsy opening of the door. You've seen her a few times before. You don't know what her name is, but she's a woman in her early 30s that has been to the club more nights than not. She is very drunk. There is throw up down the front of her, and she is just stumbling through the room. Strip! Strip! She stumbles into the counter. She pats it as she stands back up. Strip! She walks over to the still hot forge. Oh. I mean, you're hot like Strip, but I don't think you're him. I should be a comedian.
Sighs quietly to himself in disappointment.
I should be a comedian. She starts walking over to the door, looks in. Strip! She sighs and just lays down in the middle of the ground. Monica said she wasn't gonna drive me home again. Strip! She just starts crying in the middle of the floor.
God damn it. Honestly, Oscar's probably going to wait until it seems like she's passed out or asleep. She'll be safe in here.
The door is still wide open.
Right, but he plans to close it behind him when he leaves.
Okay. She continues to lay there sobbing for a good 20 minutes before she hoists herself back up, and she begins to walk back to the counter.
Okay.
She stumbles over the counter, just like losing a shoe behind her, and starts looking through the cash register. I'm gonna... Fred's nice, so he'll Well, it's fine. She completely forgets what she's doing, leaves the cash register open, and just climbs back on top of the counter, sliding over you.
Mm-hmm.
She begins to lean up against the shelf that you are hiding behind.
This is gonna take forever.
Strip! Where are you? Her sounds becoming more like whale calls rather than actual human speech.
So at this point, Oscar's thinking of ways to get out of this as soon as possible, because he doesn't want to be stuck here until she passes out, right?
Yeah.
And he currently has two ideas. The first of which is to slip back into the other room and climb back into the roofing. Which, could work. But, especially because he doesn't really care if she hears him, because she's drunk. Who's going to believe her? The other one is just to try and find a time where she's not paying attention to get out the door. But she seems to be wandering back and forth a lot. Did she take anything from the cash register?
No, she just left it open. She seems to have forgotten what she was doing over there.
Okay.
Strip! She just leans up against this. You could just hear her loudly sobbing.
Right. Alright, so without much of another plan, because, she's leaning against that, she's probably not facing towards the back. Oscar's going to try and slip back into the back room and get out through the roof.
You take a few steps on the counter, on the desk, and you just kind of take the chair, very slowly turn it upside down, poke out the ceiling tile, put it back down. Again, taking like another 3 or 4 steps up the wall. You didn't even really need to go that high up it. It was just more of a showing off for yourself kind of thing.
Prove I can do it.
Yeah. And you go back up into the ceiling.
And because he knows that made at least a little bit of noise and that she's going to come back in here looking for Strip, he's going to put the tile back down and move as quickly as he can back to how he got into the roof.
Right. You quickly replace it. The sounds of sobbing inside become more distant, as she seemingly starts to wander outside.
Of course he does. Right, so as soon as he can get out onto the roof, he's going to climb back. He's going to go over to the side of the building, just drop down back into the yard outside.
Right. You drop back into the yard outside.
Got him. Jesus. Oh, God.
You land into the darkness, seemingly out of nowhere. There was this drunk woman on you. How she got from the other side of the building to this one is a feat of human physics that you don't understand. Strip? She looks at you.
No, I'm
Oh, you heard that? Oh.
Yeah, I was playing tonight.
Yeah. She throws up on your shoes.
God damn it. He takes a step back and just, drags them across the grass a little bit.
She comes up and just, starts to hug you. One of my best friends!
Sure. Does he even know her name?
No.
Oh. Alright, so clearly you shouldn't be going anywhere right now. Where do you live? I can take you home. So you don't, get stuck out here like this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, come on. Come on. And
Hey, can
you're
I
not
tell
gonna...
you a secret?
Sure, go ahead.
She pulls out a gun from behind her. I, uh, it's- I, she just kind of looks at it.
Oscar is immediately on edge. Like he is crouched a little bit lower and is ready to move.
I was, planning to take the long sleep in the river tonight.
That's a bad idea. Don't do that.
I, you know, Strip, I think he's gonna leave me. I don't know what I'm gonna do without him.
Well, first, how about you give that to me?
Okay.
Good. He just takes the magazine out, puts that in one pocket.
There were no bullets in it.
Good, fantastic. He still takes the magazine out, puts it in one pocket, and puts that in the other, like across from each other.
Yeah.
Okay, now focus. Yeah, yeah. It'll be fine.
He says that my alcoholism is destroying. He
Okay,
doesn't like me.
okay. Well,
Oscar, you're one of my best friends. What should I do?
uh, there's some sort of AA meetings that happen down at the community center or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you should start going to those. Maybe it can help.
Would you come
And,
with me?
Sure, sure. When I'm working down at the club, I'll even make sure you don't get drunk while I'm playing, alright?
Okay. She continues to sob. She still only has one chi, by the way.
Where'd you lose your shoe?
She looks down. I think I left it inside.
Alright. Come back out to the front. You can stay on the at the front for a moment. I'll go grab your
Okay.
shoe.
And you're such you. She. Oscar. You see, you're such a nice guy. You can just grab like $10 out of the cash register for gas.
It's fine. It's fine. I got paid tonight anyway. I was working, remember?
Oh yeah. She's using the wall to support her the entire way.
Yeah. Just wait here for a moment. I'll go grab your shoe and we can get going. You have a key for this place, right?
Oh, I left it unlocked.
I meant so we could lock it up. But...
Oh!
He
Yeah!
goes inside. He goes inside, reaches over, closes the cash register, and grabs the shoe.
You come back outside to her, like, trying to pull out the various stones making up the wall. She finds a loose one, pulls it out, grabs the key from out behind it. You now know the secret location of the key for here.
Fantastic. Hand that here, please.
She hands it over.
He closes and locks the door. Puts the key back. Right.
You really are a good friend, Oscar.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, come on, my car's just across the road. Just hold on, yeah?
Okay.
This entire time, Oscar just hates himself for actually listening to this. But at the same time, he can't just leave. He'll take her back over to the car, open the door for her. Well, he'll go to the trunk, pull out a garbage bag, put that over the seat, just in case.
Yeah.
And then let her into that side of the car.
You're... I don't know what I would do without you, Oscar. You're like one of the best things in my life.
Well, I try. You know, I'm just... Make sure you tell others that, right?
She tips a bottle that she somehow has to you. She did not have it on the walk over to the car.
Checks the bottle in his pocket just in case. Hold on. Right, so... Where do you live? I can drive you back, I'll...
She's already asleep.
Oscar heads inside inside the brewery real quick. Hey, Fred.
Hey. Back so soon?
Look, long story, ran into Strip's wife. She shows up at the club sometimes. She's completely out of it. Fell asleep. Where's Strip?
Oh,
I
she
need to
was...
take her home.
Surprised Monica didn't take her. Remember about the person I told you about out back that, had a little too much to drink? Yeah. That's Monica. Look, he writes down her address, slides it over the table to you.
Thanks. Okay,
You're a good one for looking out for people.
Yeah, I know. Who was supposed to take her home?
Monica, well, blanks on his wife's name. Michelle was supposed to take her home, but, she's honestly taken her too many times. I think she's starting to get fed up.
Got it. Okay, well, I mean, fair enough. I would be too at this point. Okay, yeah, sorry to bother you again, Fred. Just, you know. Have a nice night, man.
He nods. And just goes back to cleaning off some of the mess that's been left behind.
God damn it, I need to go get my shoes washed. Probably entire set of clothes, too. Mumbling to himself as he goes back to the car, opens it, sits back down. Alright. Let's get you home, Monica. And he's gonna start it up, drive over to Strip and Monica's, and well, he's probably gonna go talk to Strip about it at this point.
You go to take her home. The front door is unlocked. You start helping her in. There was no answer at the door if you knocked.
Mm-hmm.
It seems Strip is not home yet.
That's weird. Okay. Oscar just thinks to himself, what are the chances she forgets this happened? Nah, she's not going to, because he has that gun now. She's gonna notice that. And he can't give it back to her for obvious reasons. So he's going to go back to his car, get a piece of paper, a notepad, and a pen from the glove box. And just basically write down for Strip. Monica had a little bit too much. I brought her home. She said she'd go to the AA meetings as long as I went with her. And then just, put the dash Oscar on it and just basically stick that on the door.
You leave it. Left her on the bed. Her shoes taken off, lightly covered. in vomit.
He brought one of, like, he just found a small trash bin from, like, their living room or something and just brought that next to her bed for her.
Yeah.
Still lightly covered in vomit, but hey.
Yeah. You start to leave the house. As you do so, you hear the sound of vomit hitting the bottom of the trash can. And, sounds like she'll be fine.
God. Just my luck. I was about to get out of there without anyone seeing me, and then she shows up. Still managed to get out of the room, and what do you know? She's behind the building. He's saying to himself as he walks back to his car, closing it.
God
Closing the door
chuckles at
loud.
his misfortune.